Okay, so the problem between Magellan and the nation of Portugal? Well, Ferdinand Magellan had appealed to the King of Portugal to finance his expedition to the Spice Islands, but the king refused. Well, Magellan renounced, which means he gave up his Portuguese citizenship, and offered his services to Spain. In the eyes of Portugal, this was a betrayal, and a threat of attack by Portuguese warship during his voyage was great. On the return trip, Portuguese ships captured one of Magellan's remaining ships and forced the other to return to Spain without rest or supplies. So from there, they headed to Cape St. Augustine in Brazil. On November 20th, they crossed the equator. On December 6th, they spotted Brazil. Portugal had already established colonies in Brazil, and most Brazilians speak Portuguese today. Since Brazil was a Portuguese territory, Magellan headed for it to stop to resupply, and on December 13th anchored near present-day Rio de Janeiro. They continued to sail south along South America's east coast looking for the strait, or the passage that Magellan believed would lead to the Spice Islands. The fleet reached Rio de la Plata on January 10th, 1520. On March 31st, the crew established a settlement that they called Puerto San Julian. A mutiny involving two of the five ship captains broke out. It was unsuccessful because the rest of the crew remained loyal. The captain that started the mutiny was executed, while the other and the priest were marooned, which means left to die on the coast. The journey resumed. The Santiago was sent down the coast on a scouting expedition and was wrecked in a sudden storm. The crew survived, making it safely to shore. Magellan decided to wait for a few weeks for better weather before resuming his voyage. Now, on August 24th, 1520, the fleet reached Cape Virgins and found the passage it's been almost a full year to get from point A to point C. So if you look right over here, point A, all the way over here to point C. The crew spotted new animals in South America, calling them camels without humps, which are llamas and alpacas, and black geese that are skinned instead of plucked, which were penguins. Four ships began the trip through this 373-mile-long passage that Magellan called the All Saints Channel, since the fleet traveled through it on November 1st, All Saints' Day. The strait is now named the Strait of Magellan. Magellan first assigned the Concepcion and San Antonio to explore the strait, but one of these ships is going to desert and return to Spain. So let's pause for a second and answer the question, what was so difficult about Magellan's journey? Now, sometimes people might say he had to travel far, but can you elaborate? Can you add? Go ahead and take a minute to discuss with your group and write this down.